Hello everyone, this is Apple at iOSGenius on the YouTube channel. And today we're going to go over through the process of accessing Impact. We understand that it's an erratic issue of accessing it. Sometimes it would work and sometimes it would not work. Sometimes it would work throughout the whole day, but then the rest of the day it doesn't work. So anyways, basically you would have to go through these troubleshooting tips. Your IT administrator at that school or location will be able to help you out as well. But basically, following this procedure, you can actually do it yourself. But also, it's very possible for you to reach out to your IT administrator just so they are aware, or either share the link as well with them so that they can proceed the following procedures or any additional procedures they may find interesting to resolve this issue, if any. So we're going to go ahead to a Firefox browser. Well, actually, correction, we're going to go to Safari first. And we're going to go ahead and open our system preferences so we can kind of go through the process of, so we're going to go to java.com, and before I go there, I went to in Firefox, and here is that I was trying to access Impact, and as you can see, ITS Remote Access is saying that Java is unavailable. So basically what you will need to do, actually before you even download Java, you need to make sure you have the latest version of Java. You may even have an older version of Java, and that would work fine as well, but there are certain procedures that you need to do in Java to make it work for you. So we're going to go to Java. So as soon as this opens up, provide me a moment. Okay, once it opens up, you want to go ahead and select right here at the very first top, which is General, and you want to select on About. Here it actually basically tells you the latest version you have is version 7, update 6.7. Currently, as far as I know, that is the actual latest version update there is. So we're going to go to Safari, back to Java. We're going to do free Java download, and we want to just see what the recommended version that they have. So it's basically the same version that I have right now, version 7.6.7. Now, if you didn't have that, that was listed under your system preferences, going under to the Java panel, and you want to select About, and it's not listed as 6.7, then you are more than welcome to download Java. Just make sure you understand that when you're upgrading Java or any other applications, normally on your computer, it may be affected to other things that you may use related to Java. So for now, we're just going to go ahead and continue with the process of a download. We're just going to go ahead and do a nice, complete, fresh download. This does not change any of your current settings that you may have on your Java. If you had to configure it in a certain way or process or settings, it actually keeps everything intact, and it just basically imports it to the newer version of Java. So basically what it did, it opened me a little Java panel here. So this icon here is actually deployable for IT administrators who's using the Apple Remote Desktop. But we can go ahead and double click on this. You want to go through the installation process of installing Java. Go ahead and select install. It's going to take so much megabytes of space. Actually, that is my name right there on the screen. And then you want to just go ahead and install it. Now, per se, if you're having issues with Java, you would only want to reinstall it. If you were not having any issues with Java, then there's really no need for you to install. Now, reinstalling is only basically updating the shortcuts or features of functionality of that. As you can see, this opened up Chrome, which is fine and great, but I just wanted to explain that if using Chrome is basically only a 32-bit browser. And Java is running on 64-bit and approved on 64-bit project. So as it says, it runs only on 64, and Chrome is a 32-bit. So it's not going to really work for Chrome. If you're going to try to do Impact with Chrome, is not recommended because it's not going to work. It's going to fail each time. So you want to go ahead and click Chrome. We're in Safari right now. It's already been tested that in Safari, Impact does not work. It may get you up to the loading screen, prompt you a Java is unavailable process, but it'll keep doing that over and over no matter how many times you fix the settings, any kind of features or functionality in your Apple computer. This is also related through the same process is what I'm doing through my settings is that you'll do on your Windows computer. Later I'll create a Windows version so that you can see what the differences are. So now we're going to go ahead and continue, and we're going to go ahead and close Safari. We're going to go down here to the bottom. Oh, actually, correction. We're going to go to System Preferences. When we go to System Preferences and it opens up for you, you want to select on Java at the very bottom row, or it could be the third or fourth row. So you want to select on the Java icon. Once you select on the Java icon, then you will go into the About, the version, and then you want to re-verify it. Okay, it's version 767. Then what you want to actually do is under Security, you want to make sure this is set to medium. If it's set as high, you will not be able to access to those sites. So you want to set this to medium. Medium will allow you to run after the presenting security prompts or so forth in making Firefox work with Impact. Also here in the exception site list, a colleague of mine has helped out in the previous version of Java and stated that we basically will need to add the links that are secure sites in here. So to add a secure site by selecting the exception site list and then selecting edit site list. Once you're here, you want to go ahead and select on add, and then you want to go ahead and type in that website that you're trying to access, which is a secure site. So that would be portal.cps. Connect.cps.edu. Sorry about that. Was thinking about my university. So once you hit it in, you want to go ahead and select on enter. Once you select enter, it actually will save it in there. Also, there's another site that I need to put in here since I'm already in here. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this one in, which is for people who use PowerSchool. They would go in here and type in their web URL and go ahead and put that in there, and then just press enter again. If you do not press enter and you just select OK, it will not save the last entry. So you want to always make sure after you type out the web URL, you press enter on your keyboard, and then it would actually save it into this location area for the exception site list. So you want to go ahead and select on OK, unless you have additional sites to add in. Feel free to go ahead and continue. But to continue for us doing the impact, we're just going to select on OK. Once you select on OK, this is pretty much all you do. There is no need for you to go into the advanced settings to turn on or off any Java or SSLs or so forth. Leave everything as it is. So now you hit apply. You select OK. Now you can go ahead and close this window. No other settings that is required in your system preferences. You go back to Firefox, which is right now I'm currently using probably 3.2. Actually, there's a newer version out there. Firefox is up to date. I don't know. I think there was a newer version. So let's just check. I was helping another associate earlier or the other day. Oh no, actually it is. So what we need to do here is we're going to go ahead and, as you can see, it's Java's unavailable, but I didn't really load anything. So just to be sure, we're going to close this out. As soon as it quits on me here, we're going to go ahead and open a new Firefox, started from scratch. There it goes. We're going to do new Firefox. And just, and then we're just going to go to the portal.connect.cps.edu as it's listed already there. So you want to go ahead and select that. You want to get to this screen, and when you get to this screen, you want to go ahead and allow the compliance scanner to go through the process. So in a moment, it actually takes probably about a good another 30 seconds, if that, to actually start getting the loading icon. Well, once you get the checkpoint agent, deployment agent, sometimes when you get this a little too early before the loading bar appears, it means it's going to fail right away. Even though you have the latest version, you put it in the exception edit site list, and that's all set. But there are actually another way to actually get this going. So there's another process. So we can go ahead and select on always ask me for this website, or you can just select on trust server. If you select don't trust, what would happen is actually every time you try to access this, it will just reject you each and every time. So the only way to reset this feature and functionality is basically you would have to go into your Firefox and select on the reset. reset the Firefox settings and features. Basically, it's also resetting your bookmarks, your cookies, and so forth. So we're going to hit trust server. Says it's an unresponsive script. Sometimes this happens, sometimes it does not. So there's a script going on in the background, which is actually making this loading bar appear at the bottom. And since the loading bar is not appearing, because the script is keeps stopping. So we're going to go ahead and select on continue. You can hit stop script, but if you hit stop, it's not going to actually get you to the next process. You can hit stop, and then at the very top of the window above here, you can select on the reload, and that would restart the script process. So we're going to hit continue. As you can see, once I hit continue, it gives me a loading bar. So here in the top left corner, it says the Java applet plugin has crashed, which it has crashed because the script did not continue forward and it did crash. So you either stopped it or you hit continue, which I selected to hit continue. Now right here, it normally loads really fast, but then right here near to the period of the word scan right here where it's listed, under the period, normally that's where it takes like really kind of long but slow, as you can see. It moved like really quick for a moment, and then it moves like little tiny, I guess you call them millimeters in length for it to work. So right now it's actually still trying. It's going to go for it if it can. If the loading bar actually appears further than the ES or the S itself under the word requires, it normally will actually load up. But if it doesn't get to the S itself, it tends to just fail. And then just to get to the failing part, that's what just takes a while, just to see if we're going to get in there. A lot of individuals will look at this loading bar and they'll say, "Oh, this is going to crash. It's not going to pass. It's not going to continue." So what you always want to do is we're going to go ahead on top left under Firefox, this little Lego piece here with the two slots. You want to go ahead and select on that, and you want to always make sure the Java applet is enabled and it's on the portal site which you are actually connecting to, and you want to select on continue allowing. Sometimes that would help you out in the process. Sometimes when you select on this, it would actually say allow or deny, and you always want to select on allow. If you do not go through this process and select allow, it would actually stop and it will not work. So you want to always make sure it says continue allowing. The little Java applet link here or plugin will always be there for any website you visit that requires Java. So if you're having an issue, per se, I don't know, you're trying to play some online games, or if you're trying to view a website with news information and it would not work. If you look up here next to the back arrow, there may be an icon. If it's a padlock, there's no need to worry about it. If there's any other icon besides a padlock, then you want to select on it, and you may have another additional option or feature that you need to select to continue in going forward. As you can see, the bar has actually just kind of like stopped at this area where the ES, as I stated earlier, but it's moving very slow. So I'm just waiting to see when it's going to fail. And yes, this is very time consuming for it to continually load very slow. Is there a faster way to do this and not wait till it actually errors out? Well, yes, you can. So there is a way that you can go ahead and continue. So I really kind of want this to fail, just so you can see that error message, which is normally called Java is unavailable, or it may say checkpoint software or server software not validated, or it also may say something to the sense that checkpoint was not installed properly. So there are actually many different individual errors that you may come across on. So as it looks like it's actually now stopped possibly, because we're already at the ES. Let's see, let me put my cursor right here. See if that kind of helps there. So what the other process is basically is that while you're using Firefox, you would just go ahead, you can close this browser or this tab and then open a new tab, or you can just do a new tab while this tab is open. So basically what you wanted to do is that you will need to go to a website, which I'm going to actually leave this page here because it looks like it kind of stopped, and it's going to fail. We're going to go to here to the website, and you actually want to go to a website called wordle.net. You can actually go to other websites too, like Shockwave, because Shockwave requires, oops, sorry. You can go to Shockwave Player, in which they use also Java as well as the Adobe Shockwave Player itself. It's another plugin, two different plugins. But we're going to actually go to wordle.net. Let's jump back and let's see if it failed on me. No, it has yet to be failed on me yet. Let's close this screen here. Submit crash report. You could if you like. It helps out Firefox, Mozilla individuals in updating their browser to help in the assistance of it not to crash, as well as I'm not sure if it actually notifies Java itself, but normally if it's in a Firefox browser, it normally stops that. So we're going to go ahead and close that. We're going to go to the new tab. The new tab that we want to go to is that world.net. You want to go and select on enter. Once you hit that, it just states to you that this is Wordle is a toy for generating word clouds, text to provide, and so forth. So, but basically, we're not going to really read this. What we really need to do is that we just need to select any one of these four, or you can select on the additional more options that you have. So, I normally always tell the individuals of my staff is that they can just go ahead and select any one of the four at the main page. Now, you can go ahead and use any other ones besides this, but this is just a test just to activate the plugin to make sure we can get Impact to work. So we're going to go ahead and select on, say, US Constitution. So this is what we want to get, the Activate Java Applet. Prior to having Impact not work, you would be prompted with this. And this was way back in Java 6.14. But now with the newer Javas coming out, it doesn't appear in the Impact website. So what you would need to do is go here to the Java applet. You want to go ahead and select on Java applet. As you can see, this opened up here automatically, but sometimes when it doesn't open up, you want to select on it anyways. It says allow Wordle to run a Java applet. You always want to do allow and remember. You can do allow now, but it only allows you to do it for that specific session. So you want to do allow and remember. And then what's going to do is there's going to be a Java animation going on here. There it is. There's the Java animation. While that's going on, we're going to go back to here. We're actually going to stop this because it looks like it does not want to arrow out. So you notice how long that loading bar was taking. And while we're doing this Java loading, you are going to be prompted with, do you want to run this application? Wordle is just going to test your Java, and it will actually show you the animation, what the result is. So that's what we're trying to get. So you want to go ahead and select on Run. And there you go, the animation happened. There's nothing else further you need to do with this website. So right now you can actually just go right back to the portal.connect.cps.edu site, select enter. Once you do that, give it a moment, and then you can see how it loaded really quick and it jumped to the next portion. And as you can see here, it still says scanning for security threats. So basically now at this point, since you have a different information down here below, it's going to actually work. And as you can see, there I go. I'm currently at the login page. Now once you log into the page, and if you have any problems or issues inside your remote access for Impact or IEP, you want to go ahead and reach out to that support desk, that service desk. You can also reach out to your IT administrator and relate the information to them, and they can either contact their IT service desk. But they would actually require your username and password just in case, or when their service desk for CPS to check your account and see what the issue is. So this is basically the procedures and process and how to get Impact running on your computer. I'm running currently on a Mac computer. My version here is 10.9.5, running 16 gigs of RAM. And other than that, that's it. The browser that I'm using currently right now is Firefox 3.2. You can actually use a newer version, older version. Doesn't really matter as long as you have the settings properly set in your Java under your system preferences and you visit that website wordle.net, it would actually help you and get to this login. So hopefully this video helped out with you in regards of how to get Impact to work on your computer. Feel free to visit my website and my additional videos that I'm sure how you reach me through friend, referral, or so forth. Is just by visiting youtube.com/Apple iOSGenius, and I would have additional videos down here listed. As right now, here's my old video that I had recently put up 8 months ago, 410 views, and additional subscribers have jumped on since then. But feel free to jump back when you do have a moment, or if you do have a question, leave a comment, suggestion, subscribe if you can, and I will get back to your answers in regards of accessing Java or any other applications related in the school system or enterprise world. Thank you. Have a good day.